I just dropped it on the chat.
Okay, thank you. Oh, that doesn't work here. This is another way of making comments. So I say, write a query to find the state with the highest number of cities. To find the state with the highest number of cities. Anyone with idea? Okay. Anybody give me an idea or what to do? I'm waiting. So what's if we need to write two queries, right? So first and first, we need to select.
Maybe select from state where city is less than or greater than state.
Okay. Find the state with the highest number of cities. Okay. So first and first, we need to know which table to use. Okay. So if you take a look at this states table, you see we have state code and we have states. If you take a look at these cities, you see city and you have state code. So it means that we need to use the cities table, okay? So what you do, you just take a look at you want to do like a preview of the cities table, okay? You can do select all from the cities table. You want to just have a preview, okay? You can just limit 10. You want to have a preview. You can have a preview of the table. Using password, no. Mr. Kenny? Mr. Kenny, you there?
Yes.
Why no access to this table?
Maybe we should disconnect and reconnect.
Yeah, because we created the whole instance using this datamatics. Okay, let me disconnect and reconnect.
Disconnect first.
Okay. That's how you get your lab. Actually. Oh, it's on there now.
Mhm.
Let me increase this screen. Okay, so now we see that we have CT, we have PA, we have all that, okay? So now see this, okay? So I already know that it's separated by city and state code is PA, okay? So I want to count, I can do a count city, okay? See, I already see that the column on the count city, count, that's how you write. That's the function for count city. Then you also put the state code. Then you remove this limit 10. See what's going to happen. Then I say group by state code. Okay, so see what this gives and tell me if we're getting there or not. Okay, let's close it off here. You see the counts? So now see this. If you add this, you already see, you get to see your result. See this, order by. When I say order by one, it means this one here, 1, 2. You see, we have two columns. The first one is 1, the other one is this. So I can say this as city count. This is what we call alias. You alias a column or you can alias a table. You give it another name so that it doesn't show up here like count city. Okay, so you do order by 1. Order by 1, we order it, then I can specify how do I want it. I want the highest to the bottom, okay? So, you see this? PA, 1802, New York, 1612. But what is the question? The question is, write a query to find the state with the highest number of cities. But you can see the highest number of cities, right? Hello? Guys, are you talking to me?
Yes, sir.
Are
Yes.
you sleeping or you want me to stop?
No, we are watching and
We are
listening.
muted and we can, no,
I
we're
can
muted.
stop if you want me to stop. I want
No,
to don't mute, talk to me.
No,
Tell me
the
to
background
stop.
will not be okay for the class, but we're here.
Please follow me, okay? So now you see that the way we write queries, we basically can see the table. You know, while you're walking, you can see everything that is going on. So you would follow through as you write the query. You need to understand this table, understand the data you're seeing. So now the question says, this is the value you're looking for. You already see the value you're looking for. This is it. Highest number of cities. So now, for me to do that, this order by, I have to remove this. So I need to write this into a different query, meaning this becomes a subquery. So I can also select. I can do a select all from just watch this. I can do select all from, you know, already this is a mini table already, because this table now is what you're seeing here. So this query here is now pointing to this table here. it's no longer pointing to the other big table. It's now pointing to this aggregate table. That's what a subquery does. We created this, and it created this table. So from this table, we want to get the highest city count, okay? We want to get highest city count. So you can also select all from this other one, which is A. Okay, we alias this table as A, where we put A outside a bracket. Now we cannot say where. Okay, there are different ways to it. But I'll do this one first, then I'll do another way for you, okay? So A, then, and I'll say order by city underscore count, okay? Then I call it descending. Then, and I'll place this condition here. I'll show you different ways to it. Okay, do you know what this can give me? Anybody? Talk to me. Anybody?
No, I don't know.
It will give you the highest and from the descending from downward, but the highest number, only one of it.
Okay, let's see. Yeah. It would only give me, the question says, give me the highest number of cities. The states with the highest number of cities. But the question is not correct yet. So remember, give me to find the states with the highest number of cities. So what happened? So I need to now write state code. So that's why we need to be fast. We need to break this thing down. Okay? State code. So if I put this here, it gives me the state code. Right? But remember, the question says, give me to find the states, right? So what do you think I need to do? Anybody? Anybody? So I need to join this state code with this table here to get the states. Okay, now let me write a classical query. Okay, a classical query, very simple query. See this query. Right, very simple query. Just feel free to stop me. Okay. This is what we call common table expression. You are creating every query as a table. Okay. Let me break this one down so it looks easy. Okay, so I bring this one down. I can call this one cities. You can name the table any name you want. You can call it cities one. Okay, cities. And it has the state code as well. Okay, it has the state code. So I can bring the state code down too. I can bring the state code down. See. So then the next one, I'm bringing the states in. Okay, so I'll have states. I'll call it states one. As. Then common table expression. Select. Could be all from. Select all from states. This is states. So it will be panastro.states. feel free to stop me, okay? I'm just, the query is simple, but it's meant to teach you a lot. There are different ways to answer it, but you need to be specific. We know that the state code is PA. You know, just by doing a round robin, playing around the data, you can see what the answer is. But now you need to give the right answer. So now you have states. Okay, you don't have states. Once you do this, it means that you're bringing states in. So now I need to now do a final statement. So the statement is, and it can still be a common table expression. Select A dot state. Okay. Then I'm also going to bring in the city count. It's on the other table. So I'll call it B dot city count. City count from states one, this is states one. I will explain everything in bits. States one is A, alias at A. Then we'll do a join. It can be an inner join. Inner join will always bring common items between both tables, okay? A left join will bring everything on the left-hand side of the table that matches with the right-hand side. I will explain all that. So inner join, remember this other cities table that was created? Cities one. Then a B. The B is, what we're trying to do here is, the B is aliasing this cities one. So that's why any content of any field in cities one will be represented as B dot city count. Remember, city count is in cities one. Are you with me, guys? City count is in this table, cities one. Cities one, alias it as B, states one, alias as A. So what are we joining on? We're joining on, what's the common rows between them? So we join on A dot state code, state underscore code. You can see it's showing up. Then B, okay, dot state code. You can see it showing up. Because state code, remember state code is here. Then state code also is in cities. Common keys between them. See the key here, you see the key, primary key here, it's a foreign key here. Okay, so if we pull this off, you would see, let's just run this. Other by, okay, I can still bring this one in as well. I can still bring this one in. Remember, city count is with B. I say B dot city count. Just see this expression. Let me arrange it well for you guys, how we do it, basically. We normally write this like this. Some formatters will help you format your query better. It just makes the query longer. Okay. But it's as simple as this. Get to playing with data. We play with data every time. So when you highlight this, let's see what's going to happen. Be ready to fix errors. Anybody? Does it make sense?
Yeah.
But you know what PA is, right?
State code.
Yeah, that's the state code. Remember when we were doing the rough, how we kind of get the data to be play with the data, do some rough play with the data, get some rough shit. We were getting PA equals to 1802. Now The question now says the states, we still have not answered that question. The question is asking for what states? The question is asking, see the question here. Find a way to find the states. You have to be specific. Once you, as a data engineer or a data analyst, your business users, they want a report, and they are so particular about what the report should be. So now the question is asking for the states. Okay, so if I run this again, if I run this, I should be looking for the states. Okay. What did it say?
We need the city count at that level.
At where?
At that level, that's in the comment expression. So we need city count where you commented.
Well, oh yeah. I do need the city count. I do need.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So it's okay. So this is one part where I was telling you we might need another CTE query. So this is fine. This is fine. Let me just do it again. So now I make this. So now this time around, always remember, order by is never going to be part of your clause. It can't be part of a common table expression or a subquery. Order by, you cannot order a subquery, okay? So you have to bring it out. It's always outside the query. So now I bring this one in. So I will now say this result as results, of course, or a join, results as. Remember, a comma follows a table expression. So result as, select A from this, state B count and all that. And the join is happening here. Then I close this. I'll show you the final solution. This is the final, okay? So now we have the results, and in this result, we have all the states and the counts, okay? So now, I want to get the exact state, what we need. Select state, from results, okay? Where, I'll bring this in now, just see what happened here. I want to be exact so I can answer question 1 and question 2 at the same time. Where city count equals to. Now see, what do you think I need here? I need the max. Select max city count from results. Anybody? Anybody understand what happened here? Now I want the max. I'm no longer playing with this order by limit 1. I don't want this anymore. I just want my solution direct. I want select state from results, where city count equals to select max city count. What is the max of city count? Anybody? What's the max of city count? The maximum city count. What's the max?
1802.
1802.
Yeah, so now I'm saying that give me from result where the city count equals to 1802. This is what this query does here. This is what this query does here. This one. I'm saying, give me this, the max of city count. Okay, let's run this query and let's see if we get to that point. But by the way, Mr. Kenny, good one. Oh, thanks for challenging me. Okay, thank you. Thanks for bringing this other tough assignment. It's okay. So now let's see what happened. Okay, let's just flow with the table. Let's flow. Let's enjoy it. Can you see what will happen? What happened here? So now tell me, if I want to get the lowest, what do I do? What do I need to do? If I want to answer question 2, what do I need to do? Anybody?
We'll just change it to minimum
what?
or something.
Change
Minimum.
max to lowest.
I should change it to mean, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I see a lot of brains here. Okay, now let's see if we're right.
That's it.
Yeah, let's see. It makes query easy, okay? So I didn't want to do this. I wanted to do it a simpler way, but but you guys pushed me to it. So
Nice.
District of Columbia. But do you know we can also know the city count of Colombia? Let's say outside the question just asked us for state. So it means that highest number of cities in the US is in Pennsylvania, and the lowest cities is in District of Columbia. Trust me, this is a typical business question that comes to your workplace on a normal day. And the only thing they need is just one column, or just one column in an Excel sheet, just one cell, and it goes to the CEO, or it goes to the to the president of the company, and they'll come back and tell you, hey, thank you, and they give you accolades and you get stars, just like that. Trust me, this is what happened in a typical workplace. So now, and the guy is saying, I want to see the number. He gets back to you again. I said, I want to see the number. I want to see the count itself. So all you need to do is just add the city underscore count, because you already have it in your query. A lot can happen. The person can say, okay, no, I want the state code as well. Don't worry, you guys will be the one to add the state code. If now the owner of the company, now he said that he wants to see the count. After you gave him District of Columbia, he was expecting states like Iowa and other stuff. And now he wants to see the number. Can you see this? What if he wants to see the cities in District of Columbia? Anybody? Who can tell me where we're going to fix that from? Okay, now see. Let me break it down. This is a flow. You would have heard of data pipeline, okay? You would have heard of data pipeline. Don't be confused. This is how we build data pipelines. See the flow. The flow came like this. We wrote this query and we call that table cities 1. Please follow me, okay? Follow me. Remember, we used this query to answer both questions. This same query can answer all the questions that you can ever think of, just by making changes. Follow me again. We created this query to fix. We named it as cities 1. It means that cities 1 is now a table, like a subquery, and is a table. We created a temporary table named cities 1. Follow me. We created a temporary table. Okay, now let me do something. See, I highlighted this column, okay? See, let me run it. Can you see the table? This table is called cities 1. Cities 1. Okay, now see states 1. States 1, okay? States 1 is this. You see, this is where I got Pennsylvania from. This is where I got District of Columbia from. Okay, now see. Now, these results cannot run the way I ran those, because it is a temporary window. It will only work if those other cities are present. Are you with me? Because they are imaginary. They are not, these results if it were to be a table in this space, it will work. It's a temporary table within this programming paradigm, within this universe. Are you with me? So this results, it's a table we named, and it's coming from the states one table we created and cities one table we created.
So it's an imaginary result that we know
It's an
that that's
abstract,
what.
yes. We call it temporary tables. Temporary. It only works within the memory because see, we run this with all these statements, they are chains. You can see they're separated by comma. They're a chain. Okay. So when you run them together, you get what you want. Okay. Okay, now let me ask a question. So Ms. Funke, did you get the answer correct when you ran your query?
Well, I used the example Mr. Kenny gave us, so it's quite different from this. And I didn't really get the one line answer, so this is more, yeah.
Okay. No problem. Let me do this. Let me share this so you can always play with it. It's very important you know how to do a lot of stuff.
Honestly, I was stuck here. I got something like this because I was trying to use.
Nice.
So I didn't know what to do because I couldn't go forward. So I just got.
That's where the group is. You put it in the group. Talk. Okay. Try to save the query. Put it somewhere. Okay. Now let's quickly catch this thing. It's like we're meant to do this last, but I decided to just. So how many cities are there in the US? Anybody? How many cities are there in the US? Can anybody tell me what we can do? Anybody? Just think out loud. Just think out loud. Okay. Before I write it, just think. Huh?
Like we can select all counts, like select count, then all states.
No.
We can hide all the cities.
Oh, correct. That's it. That's it. That solves it. See this. So I'm going to take off this. I'm going to take off this, though I can have the solution here, but I'm going to do it from results. I'm going to do it here. I'm going to take this one off. I'll take this one off. Okay. So here, I'm going to pull in an aggregate called sum. You know, we have already counted all the cities, right? We have counted all the cities. So for us to know how many cities in the US, we need to now sum all the city counts together. Are we clear? Let us run it. So here we're going to call this all cities in the US. Okay, see this. All cities in the US. Then I'll give you an example again. But I'll also let you know that this query here, we really don't need it. Okay, we really don't need it. But we're going to run it. So in case anything comes up, I want to show you something. You can think of any question around it, one side. So if we run it, we have 29,738 cities in the US. This is the trick. The trick lies here. The trick lies here. We summed all, you see, we have 229 cities in Arkansas. We have 579 cities in Alabama. AK is what? What's AK? I don't know. State code AK. Okay, sorry. AK is Arkansas, 605 is Arizona. No, not Arizona. I don't even know. AZ is Arizona. Okay, now we have 229 cities in AK, 579 Alabama, 605 in Arkansas, 264 in AZ, Arizona, 1239 in California. So we summed everything, 29, 229, 579. We added everything, all the numbers, all the numbers. So now let's sum all the cities that begin with N. Where, okay, we're saying where the state, now once a state that begins with N, right? Where states remember your wildcard? N. Okay. Where states like N, begins with N, ends with N, then let's see what happens. You see the number will be different. Oh, what happened? Too many result window. Let me run this again. Unknown column states. Okay, where states like? Okay, it's very important you know how to troubleshoot your queries. Okay, so you know what's wrong at any time. So if you run this 4405. Okay, let's see. Where state like N? I mean, like you can have this. Maybe you want to see all states that begin with J. Do we have any states in the US that begin with J? Let's see. You can just playing around the questions, No, there is none. No states with J. Anybody? Okay, let's say states like M. I'm sending that query shortly, like M. Let's say Maryland. Massachusetts, is it a state? I don't know. .1164, So you can do all sorts with this city. And I'll put this query here. Did anybody attempt to get the count of cities?
Yes.
Anybody? Did you get the count?
Yeah, I got the count, but the syntax I think is not the same, but I got the count.
Okay, cool. That's fine. Okay, let's quickly take a look at this other one, because you see this query kind of covers anything you need to know in SQL actually. So how many cities are there in the states with code beginning with N? Oh my goodness, I already answered that question already. Okay, so look at this. How many cities are there in states with codes beginning? Anybody who can help me with that?
With N, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I did select count all from Astro Lab City, where states underscore code like, and I opened brackets and percentage. Then it gave me the.
Is it asking how many cities? Asking for aggregates, how many?
Yeah, I said total counts of city
Mhm.
in N, right? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Say like N. So
Oh, that's 8. We have 8. Yeah, I did select count all from Panastro Lab, where state like N.
yeah, you
I
got
got
8. You got 8, but look at what you're meant to get. See, it's asking for the cities. It's some.
city.
How
Okay.
many cities? How many cities?
Okay. I didn't get it.
How many cities? It's asking for how many cities? You should get 4,405. How many cities? Okay. How many?
How many cities in those states?
Yeah. How many?
Those states
Not,
beginning with N.
Yeah.
yeah, not how many
Not how many
are
states.
those states.
You need to
Okay.
understand the context. See, how many cities are there in states with codes beginning with N? Remember, I told you something. I said, once I write this query, I'll use this query to answer everything. This is one of the cheat code in SQL. Once you know how to write CTE, you already know how to write.
Yeah, so, okay, sorry, quick one. You said cities, right? How many cities are there in states with N, right?
Yes.
So
How
with the state code, is it not it's not supposed to have the state code in the where clause?
No. See,
Okay.
see this. Let me remember the pipeline.
Yes.
I did a count of the city with the city count, the state code.
Right.
Then I also called in the states. Then at the same time, I decided to bring my results here. Do you know I can do a join with this one? I can join these two queries together. I can join these two queries together and knock them out from here.
Okay.
Right. Because you remember state code also exists in the states table. So I don't need to bring it in. So I can just do this. Where state like, or where state underscore code like, try to understand this pipe. It's very easy. Okay, I can decide to do it like this. Let me bring this one. Okay, let me bring this one. See, it's another very straightforward statement without using pipe. Please, I expect questions from you guys. Please don't just stay mute, because this is the best part of SQL, and I love to talk about it. If you know how to do this, I'm sure you'll be ready to teach me. Okay, so now see this. Mr. Jimmy, Mr. Derek, Mr. K, I'm waiting on you guys to ask your questions, okay? And also do the same practice on your lab before we get to the class proper. Okay, now see this. I'm doing select count city count, state code from Panastro cities. Now, see, I want to do a join. I'm bringing this in. I'm saying count A.city, okay? Then I want to alias as that. Then I want to say A.state code. Then I want to do a join, inner join, states on A dot state code equals to B dot. You know the reason why I'm joining, right? I'm joining them because they have the same, and again, there is something about data cleaning, okay? I'll just do it right now so that I see. Sometimes here, a state code might be lowercase here and might be uppercase here, and you might not get the exact reports that you need. So what you need to do is standardize them. Let me just bring it in so that I'll teach you a lot in just one shot. So you do a lower, you standardize them right there and there because of errors that can come in, okay? You might be missing values if you don't standardize them. You see, I made this lower because what if some instances, this is uppercase, and here it's a lowercase. So just do a lower. You know, with time, I'll show you other tricks that we use to bring data in and clean data. So now see, select count, city, and all that. I can now say group by state code. But here, see here, a where clause will always come before a group by statement. Okay? A where clause will always come before a group by statement. But I can decide not to use my where clause here. I can decide to use it later. I can decide to use it later. See. Let's see what this gives us. So state code, I can also bring state here. Run a state code. We need the state, which is b.state. Okay. Depending on the question, yeah. So the group by statement, a group by statement would always take the values that is not an aggregate. Okay. Always remember, it's always take the value. You must always include it in the group by statement for aggregates. So now let's take a look at this result first. You see that I've combined the states table, the Astro Lab cities table, and the states. What band? Okay, it's done. So why is it not showing me? Oh, I need alias this. I didn't say it.
Yeah.
I need alias that. And I also need to say, oh, it's the state. I need to say group by b.state. I'm not seeing it in the errors. I don't. Okay. Oh, okay. I need to pull my window down. Please feel free to ask questions, okay? So now you see, I have the same thing I wrote with that CTE. I decided to like put everything together in one script, in one statement. You know, it makes your code cleaner when you break down your code with CTE. Okay, it makes your code cleaner. It makes you feel like a professional, you know, that you know what you're doing, but sometimes you might want to do something really fast. Okay, so now the questioner says that where state begins with N, you can decide to wrap this up as a subquery, or you decide to like, okay, I want to kind of like wrap up my whole instance here. Okay, so now you can come here. Let me bring this down. Let me reduce this so that you see what happened. Okay. I want to see what's going on with the query. Where states like, where b.state like okay, where b.state like N. Let's see what's going to happen. Let's see what happened with this query. Just note this, note everything here, okay? Note all this A, B, C, D, F, G, H, and all. Can you see? but it is not direct. It's still adding anything that has N, like Wyoming, Vermont, and all that. So it means that we need to lock it off. We need to lock it.
Okay, should start from N.
Yeah, so start from N.
So the white card before should
right.
go.
We need to lock it. No, just wait. I want to show them something, okay?
Okay.
I want to show you, just see what happened. When I added the N dash, you see what happened with my Wyoming. So sometimes when you run this data, you need to see what is going on within the tables. Okay? See what happened. I said N. It's now showing me anything that has N inside. Arizona, Arkansas, Connecticut, N. Even what that starts with N is going to show me. Anybody? This wild card. So now look at this. Now see this. I've removed this other wild card in front, the percent sign. Please note that, okay? Sometimes you get values, but you need to know what the value is saying. You need to understand how to use this percent sign and use the wild card, okay? Does it look good?
Yes.
Yeah.
Anybody?
Yes, sir.
Well, we only want state that starts with N. N. Now see this again. Now we have removed, oh my goodness. Now we want to remove this. Like N. See. Let's see what happened with this. Why? What happened? Anybody?
Yeah, because there is no state that the name is just N.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. Correct. So now we have successfully have a universe that is just a state that starts with N. Are you with me?
Yes.
We have states that starts with N. Now the question is now saying, how many cities are there in the states with codes beginning with N? So what do?
Counts.
We add all this
Count.
together. Okay? So for us to add them, we now need to now bring in the joker. Okay? This is it here, just very simple statement. Select sum, city count, from. You cannot alias. Remember, you open here, you close here, and you put A. So look at this. 4554. Anybody? Anybody want to take it to the court of law?
Yeah, because that was the same thing I ran, gave me the same output. So I'm just wondering if it has to be like this or any syntax that work is okay. Because the one I said I ran it and it gave me this output. Even for the first one too, I got 8 and you listed the end states. So
right. There are different ways you can do it. But remember, when you're working in an organization, yeah, and they have 1 million records, you will be careful that your output would work for any values that they bring in. You understand what I'm saying? Your values, how you put your code, when we're doing interviews, you begin to see when they give us code, they will say, okay, they'll give you a code, then they'll not say, they will not create a different scenario behind. They'll create a different scenario behind, saying, if this condition is not met, this condition must be met. If this condition is not met, this condition must be met. Those are the situation. Okay. See the instance whereby I can decide to take off this lower. This lower is just to show you another trick that in case the values here, one here is uppercase and one here is lowercase. There are data errors like that. Okay, there are data errors like that. So you can learn from this. Okay, you can always, there are different ways to write it. You know, the most important thing is for you to understand your data. You know, if you can do this, you can fix any problem confidently, you know, and learn how to write very nice SQL statements. Okay, so let's take the 10-minute break. Let's connect again and take the final class. Okay, let me know if you have questions. Then we try to do what we need to do today. We're run out of time, but I hope you guys are able to like learn that whole exercise easily. Okay.
Okay.
All right then. So we'll be back we're just going to take 5 minutes break, okay? We're running out of time. Mr. Kenny, you take over after this, okay? Thank you.
Oh, all right. Hello?
Let's get back together, guys.
Uh,
You need the Google Sheet, right?
yeah, yes.
Okay, let me try to pull it up.
Okay, thanks. Thanks.
You're welcome, sir.
I'm trying to pull up the Google Sheet.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, let me look for it.
No, Olu just sent it.
Okay,
I already
awesome.
dropped it on the chat. Yeah.
All right, let me click on it.
It dropped on the chart. Yeah.
Nice one, nice one. Let me bring it up. Here we go. We have the form here.
All right.
You want me maximize the form?
Let me try and
Okay.
adjust it.
Yeah, I can help you adjust that.
So I can switch. Okay, can we have the Google Sheet in a tab here? Or pull it up. You can pull it up above. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Thanks. All right. Good. Okay, so we're here. We'll quickly look at the syntax. Now, because of our time, I'll try and speed up some of these aspects. We've been dealing with syntax entirely. So, and we've been dealing with DDL, DML. So we have not really done something on DCL. That's data control. So I'll leave that first. Or maybe it will come as an assignment. So the DDL, that's creating table. You could see how we created certain tables. I can put back to that if we gain some speed. Now the entire select we have been doing, that is DML. DML, because you are not creating the structure of a table this time around, you are modifying or manipulating the content. So any statement that retrieves the content or affects the content of a database, so it falls under DML, data manipulation language. And largely we've been dealing with select statements. Let me just introduce something important that have been mentioned, that's distinct or unique. So I think in this flavor, we'll be using the distinct. I like to close some of the results. So we'll still use this our state and cities to do a number of things. So we'll keep this assignment windows. We may borrow one or two things as we proceed. And I need to add a file here. Where so I'm creating a new file. Just call it SQL class. What class is this on SQL? I think this is the third class. SQL class 3. Or let me use IV instead of underscore. Remember, it has to be .SQL so that the interpreter will know what sort. So I'm going to open this. Okay. So as you can see, we can switch back to assignments to borrow one or two things, and we come here. So I want to show the distinct statement. Let us play around with these states and cities again. So I can say select all from an Astro labs dot states. Let's see some stuff. Okay, let's do something significant. Suppose we want to count through. Please talk to me. Suppose we want to know different alphabets. that constitutes all the state names. So let us do something further and say, please talk to me if you are following. Select star from Astro labs.states. Now, I want to demonstrate unique, but I'll bring up another concept very quickly, and that's the concept of substring. Substring is different from subquery. Subquery, and we can see how subquery was used, and we can see the CTE. You understand how you could see the power of CTE in display at the other time. So another important feature is this substring. So I want to take first letter of the state name. So I'll bring the substring functions. There are different dialects depending on the type of SQL. Substring of state. That's the name of the state, comma. So in a substring, you have to specify where the character starts, and you have to specify where the character ends. I just want to show something from here. Oh, okay, let's break this down. From, so we'll break it down to 2 lines. Now, anybody, can you interpret the result? Can you interpret the result? Please talk to me.
So is the result giving just the first 3 letters of every state?
First 3 letters of every state. Correct. That's good. Now let's pick something from one of the concepts that Mr. Hope was using to manipulate the data in the assignment. Now, who likes this? Do you like this header? So, do you like it? Is it neat?
No, it's
No.
not.
No.
To a business user, it's not making sense. So, what will you do?
We give it an alias, are we?
Yes, good. Alias. So, we can look for something.
I have a
that
quick
may-
question.
Yeah?
Yeah, I know when country start from 0, 1, 2, but we're giving the first 3 letters of each state, but she only put a state 1, 1, 3, not 1, 2, 3.
You mean we should do 1, 2?
No, I mean, so if we do 1, so when we put the 1 comma, that's, are we supposed to do 1, 2, 3?
Yes. Okay. Let's deal with this heading. We can name it as a brief, something like that, abbreviation. Let me run this. We'll come back to that so that I can really explain. Now the first, so you can see it's 2 now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now you can change this to 2. Just change this first parameter to 2 and see what happens. We can even do something side by side so that you appreciate this more. I want to copy this.
So far, Control
Control,
okay.
Control V will paste it.
Control V has been working for me.
No, it's not doing it. It's not doing. It's,
I think you
I'm,
copy with Control C and Control.
I'm using, maybe because I'm using Windows, so it's incompatible. Let me type out. It's just incompatible. That's why. Substring of state, comma, 2, 2. Let's do 1, 2 for the first, and we'll do 2, 2 for the second. So I'll just call it abbreviation 2. Now, can you see something?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, you will appreciate it a little more if I put 5 here. And I put 5 here. Now, after the name of the column, the first parameter is the starting point. The second parameter is the length of string. You can see now the 2 with 5. The 2 has length 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Even Alaska. Then you see Alaska. You see Alabama for Alabama, then Laba. You can see. So where it starts matters. So let's say we want to. So I believe your question is resolved.
Yes, sir.
So let's just go back to our first 3 letters that we are dealing with. First 3, starting from 1, take 3. Start from 1, take 3. That's it. So, okay. So you remember the lower that Mr. Hope used to compare 2 strings. So similarly, we can do upper. So let us do upper, being an abbreviation. So upper. So you just wrap one function, which is substring, in another function, which is upper. So all these are SQL functions, and you can use it in the next step. You can see the effect of that. Okay, let's go further. Let's do something. See Allah. Allah. So you don't know whether this Allah is Alabama or Alaska, right? It's not making sense, but I want to bring out something very powerful while manipulating data. So let me introduce the common table expression. So common table expression helps you to create a table on the fly. So now to create, okay, let's have the first as the abbreviation. I'm going to just drop this. Let's have another column. Let the second column be state. Understand? As. I'll drop the as. Okay, that's a mistake there. It should be after the alias. You get it? So after the brief, we have comma. Then let's have something else, state. From that, let's run this. Now you can see. Now we can turn this to another table like Mr. Hope did. So just say with. I could remember the way he wrote that syntax in a beautiful manner. Now this is this concept. Now if I run it without this indentation, it will go. Unlike Python. Python has a strict indentation language. Indentation does not count for anything in SQL. However, it makes your code neat and readable. Even when you are analyzing thousands of lines of code, a code that is well written in block indent like this, you'll probably be more efficient with it. So with what do we want to call this? What do we want to call it? Can call it as state analysis or something. I'll say with the name of the expression will be CTE state analysis. So this kind of analysis may be trivial, but in general, that's the format. So you say with as, the next thing you do is as what? You define the SQL. That's it. Once the SQL is defined, now we have formed this table. The next thing is what? We want to make use of the table. Now, this table exists logically for the lifetime of running this query. You cannot find the query persistently being stored on in the database server. A similar thing to this is view. View is semi-permanent. So view is always there. You can always go back and fetch the same view. But the common table expression is used in the lifetime of the present running query. So each time it needs it, it generates that. So you can say with CTE, then I will do my indent here. What do we want to do? Not do your normal select. You can say select all from name of that table is we don't need to put city. Yeah, it's a city, but let's be more intuitive. The name is state analysis table. State analysis. Now you can see the table that we created on the fly. That's what we're using here. So let's run this. See what's happening again. Okay, there's an error somewhere. Okay, did I cut something else? Okay, maybe I need to wrap it. Note the opening and closing. Okay. I wrapped it out around the square. Now, essentially, we have the same results with the common table expression. Now, this is not doing something important now. But let's see what we can do further. In the original table, this brief column does not exist. But in this new table now, we can work with this brief. So we can say just bring out just the abbreviations. Bring out the abbreviations. Now, is it clear? Now, suppose we want, we can see multiples, we can see multiple, how many multiple things do we have here? Some, M-A-R. So we can use the distinct statement to bring out only unique values. Now you can see that ALA is coming only once now. So suppose we take just 2 characters. You see that the list will shrink more. Can you see? Can you see? Only distinct. Now let's do something for that. Suppose we take just the first character. Suppose we take just 1 character, the starting character. And we run that. You can see A repeated, C repeated, C repeated, D repeated. Now if we now introduce the distinct, see what will happen.
You're missing
Yes.
C.
C, okay, in the syntax. Now, so we can say, okay, all the alphabet that start a state name in US. So B does not start any state. C, D, E does not start any state name. F, G, H, I, J does not start any. There's no state starting with J. K, L, M, N, O, P. So there's no state in the US starting with Q. So you can see powerful analysis that will go from this. You can see. Now we can see what distinct gave us. Now we can do something again. Okay, let me keep this query. Let me keep this query. So, something is wrong. Okay. I'll save it. Let me just do to stroke copy. I just drop this because it's on a Mac. Control V is not working for me. Okay, I kept that there, but I don't like this formatting. I don't like the background. But it's okay. Let's proceed. So I make okay. Instead of distinct, we can do something. We can say we can do a count on the abbreviation. We can say count of 1. Let's do count group by. Each time you do an aggregate function, there must be a group by. So, and what you have is the non-aggregated field group by abbrev. So we run this. Something is wrong. Select a brief count. Is that count correct? Count of 1 from state analysis. Group by. Group by. That's syntax error. Now, can someone interpret this for me? Yeah, we don't have time. I need somebody to talk.
So just from you're saying how many states with each that start with each letter. And we have 5 states that start with A, 3 states that start with C, 2 that start with D, tool that starts with F and so on.
Oh, good. You can see how powerful concepts are linked together. Now, the kind of queries you'll be writing in any organization you belong to, these are the building blocks. The only difference is probably you have more layers of complexity than this. Then again, instead of, it's like we're dealing with toys here, but you now be dealing with real practical problems. Yeah, this is a toy. You don't want to, you probably have no reason for finding occurrence of letters that starts names of state in US. But probably this is what this is the same technique you will use doing some analytics of on COVID data demographic. So let's go further. That is data. I've shown you how to use distance, then count on something at the same time. Now, where is the next thing? You know, we've always been dealing with where. So let us, where is our filter? Let us do a little stuff here. Where before group by? Where before group by? So let us introduce the where. Where is to limit your query by specific filtering parameter. So where let's say where a brief equals C. I just run this and see. You can see something like that. Now I can do better and say where a brief in, I can pass in a list of values here. I want to see just A, B, C. So you close that. So I pass in a list. In the where clause, I can pass a list. In the where clause, I can use, now you can see B is missing because it's not there. So in the where clause, you can pass like white card. You can pass list and so on and so forth. Then, okay, let's look at something. I like to keep this again. Then we'll probably modify this query. So we want to deal with logical operators. The logical operators are the AND logical operators. We're looking at bullet and or there are a number of them. Let's deal with three. Not. Okay. I'm going to clean this up so that we have something simpler. I'm cleaning up. let's have an ordinary query, not this. What means probably something like this means Funke achieving the result without using the common table expression. So, and as I explained, the idea of the common table expression is to undo complexities. So, without the common table expression, at times you get away with it, but by the time the query becomes more complex, it's difficult to manage. So, for simplicity, I come back to our simple query because I want to introduce another concept. So, I don't want you to deal with too many things simultaneously. However, the reality is when you are working, you deal with some of these concepts simultaneously. So we have our abbreviation per state. So the abbreviation may not make much sense, but okay, let us do some. Let's do some stuff. Yeah. So we introduce filter. We say where. Now where is a condition. So where abbrev. I don't know. We shouldn't have killed this our common table expression. Let's keep it. Let's keep it. Can I roll back? Okay. Let me write it quickly. We should keep our CTE. This time around, I'll just say wait. CTE as what? Open and close. Yeah. That's our table. So do whatever you like. What do you want to do? Select all. Just select all from your CTE table. Where? Okay, I like to do that on the next line. Where anything like a brief is equals to A. Let's run this. You can see the result. Let's do D. You can see the result. Now we can combine things. We can say A or you know I used list the other time. You can now also use logical operators. Or let's do A or Z. Is there anything like Z? Or let's do M. Okay, nothing like M. Okay, so we didn't write it well. Or abbrev is equals to M. Run this. Now you can see the result. All A's, all M's. So when you have or, it's saying if this condition is true, the result should be listed. Or if the other condition is true, the result should be listed. If both conditions are true, the result will be listed. So the or operator is either A or B or both of them. Now, let us try the and. Let us put and operator here. Run it. We have no data, empty set. So can someone explain why we have empty with and? Anybody?
Because there's no state with A and M.
At the same time.
At the same time, yeah.
No state, that's good, thanks. No state satisfy this condition. So, but we can look at can look at something simple, and we'll be taking up an assignment from there. Okay, let us remove this and for a while and do something. Now I want to introduce one more thing in this common table expression. Well, we have abbreviation here. You can check length of a string. So you can come here and say, okay, how long is the name of this state? How long is the name? So we'll say length instead of just straight up say, we'll say length. I need to check this syntax. Length in length in SQL. In MySQL, you know, there are various dialects. Some will write it in full as length. I think Oracle will write in full. MySQL 2 will write in full. I think it's Microsoft that write it as Microsoft SQL Server with LEN like that. So you can watch the various syntax variations, but it's the same concept. Length of the string. And what's our string here? Name of the state. So we'll name this one length. How long? So let's look at this. Now, can you see something? So master shooter is 13. You understand? Okay, let me remove the where clause entirely. Let's do something. Let everything come out. But we want to start from some state with very long names. So we say order by. Order by what? Can someone tell me? Talk to me. Order by what? What are we going to use to do the ordering so that the states with very long names should come on top? Still waiting. No volunteer? Okay, let's carry on. We are going to order by this column, how long. So just say, and it has been defined in the city expression. So we say how long. Order by how long. That's it. So run that.
Syntax.
Oh, that's that how long is wrong.
Syntax,
long. Yeah. Okay. So 4. So we have so what do we do to have the longest names on top?
Descending order.
In descending order. Yeah, good. So it's
Yes.
So you can see, all right? So see how we use another function. So let's do something here. You know, your where clause before the other clause. So say where, how long is greater than. Want to know the ones that are longer than 10. What about that? We'll run this. So these are states with long names. You understand? So you can add another condition and say the length is greater than 10. And at the same time, abbreviation must be M. Two conditions. Abbreviations equals M. So you can see how conditions are joined together. Only there's an error. There should be and expression here and abbreviations and. So you can see the filtered output using two conditions. I'll keep this. So any questions? So please, can you contribute? Contributions, questions? Okay, let's do something. I'm removing, I want to use the not. You can use not operator.
So
Now, do you have something that specifically, okay, somebody talking?
yeah, sorry for taking you back. But so when you determine when you end a query without the colon or semicolon,
Okay.
because this query to DHT, you know, there's I don't see you ending them with semicolon like some of the other queries.
Every query is terminated by semicolon.
Yeah,
So
you run these ones without the semicolon. That's why
I'll tell you the trick. Every query terminates with semicolon. You know the trick?
no.
There's no more statement after it. So the current interpreter assumes that that's the end. But at times you run multiple statements in the same execution. So the semicolon tells the interpreter or the engine that this is the end of a statement, another one is starting from here. This is the end of a statement, another one is starting from here. So when you have a single statement and nothing that follows, even when the semicolon is not seen, that's the end of the execution.
Okay.
So the ANSI syntax is that you must terminate with a semicolon. That's the standard.
Okay.
That's a good question. Thanks. Something. What was wrong? You know, that's not semicolon, that's a full column. My keyboard is not compatible there. So that's why I avoided it. Now we have the ones with length 12 here, right? So suppose we want, you can put not expression to negate this entire thing. You can negate it. That is, the condition is inverted. That is anything that is not equal. Anything that is not equal. So everything will come out except the ones with 12. So you can see 13, you can see 11, no 12 again. So it was filtered out. So that's how to deal with logical operators. Okay, you can ask your questions, then we'll go to the assignment. No questions? Now in the class assignment, you are going to make this a bit more complex. You know, we're just dealing with state. You are going to go back and join this table with cities. Something like this. Very quickly, just say select all from Astro Labs dot state. Call that A, inner join, okay, state. Okay, at times you can have auto completion issues there. A, inner join Astro Labs dot cities, that is B on A dot, what's the comma? Okay, B is auto completing to something else. I need to clean up. So say on B dot on Panastro Labs dot cities, that's B, on A dot, the common factor is state code or common field, or the key is the correct term, key is equals to B dot state code. I'm not going to clean up that code. Yeah. Okay. Okay, let me clean this up. We have it in our notes. So see what we have there. Now can you see something? So we have state code, state, and city. So we are linking all states with cities. Can see what we did there. You can see. So the first, you are going to turn this one into a common table expression. That is a table created on the fly. So write question 1, write a common table expression that shows all states mapped to cities. So you do the city. I'm going to put a comment for you here. Terminate the comment. All right. 2. Which city? Which city has the longest name? Which city has the longest name? B. Which state has the city with the longest name? C. Return a list of all cities. Or state city map. State stroke cities mapping. Such that the state code plus hyphen plus city name is a single column. E.g., you have Alaska is what? AK, right? AK, we have KOYUPU. That is one name. You have Alaska again, AK hyphen Masha. Still, let us scroll down and have some other names there. So much in Alaska. Can I scroll down? California. Let's do Illinois. IL Chicago. Then we have IL Cicero. All right, that's your classwork. Any question? Questions, comments? Any comments? Okay, in the absence of that, can we call it a day?
All
Mr.
right.
Ho?
Yes.
Comment
Yes.
to be thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Kenny.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So we call it a day tonight. We'll catch up in the morning, right?
Yes, sir.
11 a.m.
11 a.m., sir.
All right. All right. I hope you guys